We last year we did Sif Chof of Aleph and Chav Beis. We're really holding Sif Chof Gimmel, but just for the sake of because Chav Gimmel is the middle of a thing, we'll just go back a step to Sif Chof Beis. Called Allah B'Shab Satzma. Siman again, Reish no Gimmel Sif Chof Beis, page Uf Chof Beis. You got it? Okay, very good. Called Allah B'Shab Satzma. This is to be the question of Chazor and Shabbos. If a person took off a pot from the fire and it's meboidyoin, and now he wants to put it back, it's before Shabbos, so what's the problem? He could put it back to the fire. When we say it's also lahachzir letoicha, we said also lahachzir letoicha. It's on Shabbos, but this is Erev Shabbos. What's the problem? I feel letoicha tana should be meim. Even a tana should be meim of b'sheina go to v'kot. The other opinion holds, which is the Tosfos we learned. If it's so close, say it's 20 minutes, say it takes a pot.
Half an hour and it's 1 minute before Shabbos.
It's a half hour it takes for a pot, which is cold water. Now it should boil, it should be hot water. It should be boiling. So if it's within that half hour, also only with the same Tnoi of Shabbos itself. Why? If you're going to be making in the last 20 minutes before Shabbos, last half hour before Shabbos, maybe they're going to be making on the Shabbos itself to do Chazara without Tanoi Chazara. If there was enough time to boil this pot in this city, they were Makabel Shabbos early. This person Makabel Shabbos early. His family is Makabel Shabbos early. So we're not worried about it. We don't say that the Gzeres Chacham was so strong also for this man at the Sefer Shabbos. Not that the Sefer Shabbos is not serious. The Sefer Shabbos is very serious.
The Gzeres here is not on that.
The Gzeres here is not on that. The meaning is to be make lagamri. In other words, we ignore Tosfos, Shittas Tosfos. And there isn't such a need.
Read it a few times. What's the measurement? Every rov was possibly going to him like when it's
that's tzarech.
He does. There's no. It's missing a measurement. In case you have to do 1 time, 3 times. Tell you the measurement, but here.
Mm-hmm. No, you see, it's. I mean, the double lamed minyone.
Let's say you have guests came. If you guess
right,
something like that. Then
no, even there's no tzarech.
Not tzarech is tam. You battle, unfortunately. You wait till last second.
Right. Now you have a tzarech. Right. That the last 20 minutes or a few minutes before Shabbos, he shouldn't take a pot and put it on the Tana Beis HaChorev, which is not called a Vekotam. They used to put
the fireplace?
Yeah, the fireplace. Unless he puts a gruf he puts a blech under the gdeira. Just like if you would have to put, if you wanted to put on Shabbos itself, as we'll explain. So we spoke about it on Monday, the pshat of what it means. It's if a person puts a blech, it's kedai to put it 20 minutes before the sun sets. Versteht sich, otherwise there's a tzorech. He has a tzorech to eat food in Shabbos. This is where we're holding.
Okay.
If a person wants to do so, he wants to be soimech. Before
Shabbos.
20, it's 1 minute. Yeah.
1 minute before Shabbos.
1 minute before Shabbos. Yeah, so the Alter Rebbe is going to explain.
He's not putting it inside, he's putting it on the
putting the side, right? Because in Monashik, whoever you ask from the Rishonim, it should be mutter. Like start like this.
Cooking, nobody cook this way.
And start with the Rishonim. The Rambam and the Riv the Paskin, like the Rabbanon of Hananya, and they say you're allowed to be Saimach only on Friday, and on Shabbos you're not allowed to do Saimach. But they don't hold this Chumrah of Tosah that 20 minutes before Shabbos is like Shabbos. Right. So till Shkia is allowed to. And Tosas, who holds 20 minutes before Shabbos, is like Shabbos. But he holds that on Shabbos itself you're allowed to be Saimach.
Of course, Shabbos.
So of course 20 minutes before Shabbos. And Lamai, you're going to cook up a Chumrah and say, oh, look, it could have been a Rishon that would have held at 20 minutes before Shabbos, we treat like Shabbos. And he only be allowed to be Saimach on Friday and not on Shabbos. No, we don't say that. The Rishonim don't say this, so we're makel. Av b'shir shoysim v'Shabbos atzim. Kol shken listen ma'keneged ha'madura v'mokum shiat shaledes sham. Kol shken listen ma'keneged ha'madura v'mokum shiat shaledes ba'afilu b'Shabbos atzim. Mutter imu b'inyan she'im boi b'shem bishul. Even a Shabbos itself would have been mutter keneged ha'madura in front of a fireplace, as long as there's no sabishul. Samach l'chsheich mutter afa b'inyan she'esh boi b'shem bishul. If it's samach l'chsheich a minute before the sun sets, even if there would be bishul, you're allowed to. Minutes down on the gamre. I feel a dainline is bashed on the soy. Doesn't matter. We're not machman in these 20 minutes. Lagabi soymech. Cooking, it's not a problem to cook before Shabbos. It's not the gzeira that I want on 20 minutes before Shabbos is like Shabbos. Who are you talking to? If you're talking to Tosfos, even Shabbos itself, you're allowed to be soymech. If you're talking to the Rambam, till the sun sets, it's not Shabbos. And if it's mamish raw,
it's better.
It's better. Mutar afil lachzir al gabi kirish ene guruf ektum asamach lachashech mamish l'vira koil. Why shebechai in lochish klalakita commotion is bar lamayla. We said if it's raw meat, a person is not going to be chatum gacholim. Why? Because he knows. No, not because he doesn't want to mess around. Because he knows there's other things that we say we don't want to mess around. But over here we say that. He knows that it's not going to be ready till tomorrow. So what does it mean machata now? Is it going to help him? Anyway, it's not going to be ready till tomorrow. Let's do. He's not going to be chashat. That's what the Gemara said. If he has a raw piece of meat, Okay. Let's do sif cotton ches in the cotton sachet.
What we said from Farkash, it's different on this occasion.
No, because it would be yesterday. I said Monday. I said that in Sif Chof that the Farkash said it's a little bit mashma from the Alter Rebbe that it's kedai to be machmer like the Chachamim of Chananya, like the Rambam and Reish.
Right.
I say it's a pella. I don't think it's true that the Alter Rebbe would have said it in Sif Tes. Over there, he said that the minig is to be make like Chananya. If he held it as your machmer, he would have said to be machmer. Let's look in the Kuntasachir and see if cotton ches. Divrei HaKol shebachai is mutter. Okay. Divrei Taz, before this chazar begoruf ugam ke mishum chitu. Taz is mashma that the whole idea of Tanoi Chazor, why you need to have your hands on the pot, it's the same pot, you die to lives. Because otherwise, we should be machata b'gecholim. Chem mash maktas b'loshen arosh tamin yud. Ve'ef shedam agmum tzvir leinam loch yiter b'chai. That's why he was matir if it's raw meat, because the whole chashash is shem yechata b'gecholim, but raw meat is not going to be machata. Lefi ma shekosafti b'fnim b'shem horan. I wrote, the Alter Rebbe wrote. I wrote in Sif Yudalit in the name of the Ran. A different reason. The whole reason of Tanoi Chazor is Mishum de Mechazik Mevachel that if a person takes off his hand from the pot, or he changes one pot to another pot, it's Mechazik Mevachel. You shouldn't be makel. Because the whole idea
come over here is what is going to say? Say, hey, he's involved with Shabbos.
The
stuff is not ready.
So what's the difference if it's chayiv and you're not chayiv? Evan can't name it unless we'll say And when Toysus will go there, I'm saying 20 minutes before Shabbos, the law goes there klal samach l'chashecha b'anochal gabekarkim ein dait elahachze. They wouldn't go there so much just because you made a nochal gabekarkim. Then I don't want, as long as it's got to v'kotim, it's good enough. But I'm mashma from divrei poskim some mashma. Malosh neramo ein bagos mordechai. It's mashma when the Toysus said 20 minutes lamazang before Shabbos, we treat it like Shabbos itself. You have to have a blech. The pat has to be oida b'yoda v'chulu v'chulu v'chulu. So l'choyre. So if you say that that the Tnei Chazorah is because it's nidik mavashal Shabbos, so according to Tosafos, 20 minutes before Shabbos, why should you be making gabi romit? So Zekta Alter Rebbe miu even the Ram balav chisharim metrei timing. The Ran anyway. Who's who we talking about? Like the Ran. The Ran says it's not a problem to put Basachai a minute before the sun sets. He doesn't hold up Tosafos that 20 minutes before Shabbos, we treat it like Shabbos. The second thing. The
Ran is making way more than
way more. The Gam b'Shabbos materim silke meshech or shecha that even on the Shabbos, the Ran holds that you don't need to know Chazorah b'chlal. The only time you need to know Chazorah is if you took it before Chashech and you put it back mid Chashech. The kind of minute, the minute is to be made like that. You give shit to den lahachim as a samach lachashech lachein satamti b'fnim. I think what the Alter Rebbe is saying is we don't cook up chumras and two rishonim because theoretically we could cook up such a chumrah. We don't make our own chumras. The Ran says that the reason we need to have Tnei Chazorah is because otherwise it's mechzek mavashal. So a person can say, hey, wait a minute. According to Tosafos, 20 minutes before Shabbos, we treat it like Shabbos. So even Bosachai, they should not allow to. Maybe if you hold the problem of the issue of Tnei Chazorah is Mishumechzi, I'm sorry, because of Chash Chitui, say, okay, but like Bosachai, it's not going to be Chitui. But if you say the word is, we need to have Tnei Chazorah, because otherwise it's Mechzik Mevashel, and the alternate Faskans like the Ran. That the reason why we have to have Tnei Chazorah, because otherwise it's the Mechzik Mevashel. So what should be, according to Tosafos, the 20 minutes before Shabbos, we treat it like Shabbos. What's the difference if it's a Basachai or not Basachai? It's Mechazik Mevashel.
Shabbos.
So the answer is, who is talking here? The Ran. The Ran doesn't hold of Tosafos thing, the 20 minutes before Shabbos is like Shabbos. So why are you going to cook up a Chumrah? Tosafos who said 20 minutes before Shabbos is like Shabbos.
Making more.
And the Ran is making much more. So therefore the Alter Rebbe said, I was soisim kamish kasafti b'fnim. And so again, this is this cloud that sometimes you have that 20 minutes before Shabbos, if it was Basachai,
you should allow it.
Mutter, yeah. Shabachai ein lochush klal lachitui. Shabachai ein lochush klal lachitui. That if it's a Basachai, we're not chosher lachitui. According to the Ran, the whole idea of Tnei Chazorah is not because of yes chitui, not chitui. It's because it's nidik mevashel. And if you tell me 20 minutes for Shabbos is like Shabbos, it's nidik mevashel. But if the Ran who said this reason says that Tosafos B'chlal is big chumrah and they help me from the thing that 20 minutes for Shabbos is like Shabbos. So I'm not going to put I'm not going to take the svara the Ran like Tnei Chazorah and add it to Tosafos who says 20 minutes for Shabbos is like Shabbos and come out with a chumrah.
Half from here.
I'm not going to take half from here. That's the same as the Alter Rebbe said in the previous Kutzach and I live Klolei Hira. At the Klolei Hira, which is a whole shayla, which we meant, he says of it, he doesn't say over here, but the Chayrim, we're talking about the near the day, separation base, Klolei Hira from the Shach. That the Shach has this idea that if you have two Rishonim, this one said like this one said like this. If you put a little bit of him and a little bit of him together, you come out with a Chumrah. Well, if you ask Rashi, you would say Lakula. You ask Tosafos, you'd say Lakula. Now, if you put this and this together, you come up with a chumrah. You don't do that.
Oh.
If you ask Rashi, what the gezak lekula? Tosafos lekula. But if you take a little piece of
they're on.
Yeah. If you the Ran who says that again, the machlokes rishonim, why we need to have Tnei Chazorah. We say that we have to have 3 Tnei Chazorah in order to put the pot back. Number 1 has to be the same pot. Number 1, it's still in my 2, it's still in my hand. Number 3 is daite lahachze. So you have machlokes rishonim. What's the reason? If I don't have Tnei Chazor, what's going to be? Well, what's the big deal? It's piping hot. It's not mevashel. So some Rishonim say because I'm scared that guy's going to forget it. Shabbos, the purpose of the kirch, Shem Yechata. The answer is no. The reason is it's needed mevashel b'Shabbos. So over here, let's say, so it's according to Tosa, 20 minutes before Shabbos is like Shabbos. So why would I be making lagabi basachai? It's needed kemavashal. So but the Rana Lane, who said that the Baya, when the reason for Tanoi Chazor is needed kemavashal, the Rana Lane, haltachnish v'tois the 20 minutes of Shabbos is like Shabbos. So therefore, we're not going to make a chumrah of our own. Okay, turn the page.
Makes sense.
Sif Chov Dal. Sif Chov Dal. Im over beherz b'Shabbos. L'makim shas alach shom divrei hakol. A person that was over, and on Shabbos he put it to a place where divrei hakol you're not allowed to.
We had it over here. Somebody took out the kugel, left it on the counter. It's the wrong kugel. Let's put it there. Lots of time.
So
Too many times.
yeah.
Wasn't that all there? He left it down, everything.
Right.
A little bit now.
Nemesis, even if he had his hand and daitel hachzer and alamailos, yesh lodem, because since the Alter Rebbe says that the velt is mekel, but the Reb Chelbe says that you're not allowed to be loishan el gavel, the Torah also. And the Alter Rebbe says the Torah is also. It means mamish also. I don't care, even if you have Tnoi Chazorah. And the Alter Rebbe says that the velt is mekel, but every person tzorech la'achmer. A person is really obligated.
It's not like you can eat it, but it's better not to.
No, forget it. It's a strong losham. It was in the last 3 lines of page Kuf Yutes. Says call Adam Yishal Achman Latzman Shabbat Lahachzel Utoich Akira Vatan Av Shenot Lo Misham Lach Shecha Vav Bishay Dait Lachdid Vioide
All the
Alamailas Vishain Tam Masuk Lachalak Benot Lo Shech Not Lo Bayoning Chazan Utoich Kelbus said it's also Lachzel Utoich again. So Demis is in this case that you said it's I don't know the Alter Rebbe holds that L'Divrei Hakel you're not allowed to put it back in the oven. So if he was machzer, you have to be done. And I'm not sure. The Alter Rebbe is saying here in the brackets a big kula, which is being a gay soon put the sacha on the end. The Alter Rebbe is saying here like this: if a person does chazorah, bein b'shegig, bein b'mezid, I don't care. If a person does chazorah, we say Chazal made a knas, just like Lagabi Shehiyah. The Gemara said that they asked who was it? They asked Reb Huna, what's the din? He didn't know, and then he came out next day and he said, "Mevashel b'Shabbos is a different shegim mezid, but this guy makes no difference." And Machloikas the Gemara said makes no difference means lechumra. Bein be'oinus, bein be'rotzen, bein be'shegig, bein be'gilgul zeh, bein be'gilgul acher. It's
you can't eat it too much.
You can't eat it till Motzei Shabbos. Yeah, Motzei Shabbos. So the Rishonim say the same thing as Lagabi Chazorah. Just like the Gemara said, Lagabi Shah, even Lagabi Chazorah, which Chazorah in a way is less because Shah means it was raw food. Chazal said you're not allowed to leave it, and he left it. And because he given a parch, so raw food became cooked. So we're going to punish him. I say you're not allowed to eat it. Chazorah is the food was 100% cooked. Elamai, he wanted to be hot, so he put it back on the blech. But still, he did something against what Chacham said. And so mashma from the Gemara that we gave a knas that just like by Shehiyah, if Chacham said don't do it and he did it, we give him a knas. He's not allowed to eat it. Motzei Shabbos same like Chazor, we give him a knas. He's not allowed to eat it. So the Alter Rebbe in the bracket says over here a thing that it's only a chumrah. If everyone agrees that it's also, bein b'shegig, bein b'mezid, also al motzei Shabbos b'dei yasa. So the brackets is we're going to talk.
Why is in brackets?
What's the brackets? The brackets. So we're assuming we're going to also Sif Chafei. It seems that the Alter Rebbe had a svara to say like this: if there's one shita that says that it's muter lahachze, but we don't pass him like that shita. We don't pass him like that shita. And this guy given a parch, he was an Avarian, and he went and he was machze. There's one rishon that says it's muter. So we're not going to give a knas to this guy. When do we say that we give a knas, that you're not allowed to eat the food?
When everybody agreed.
Everyone agreed you're not allowed. But if the Shulchan Aruch paskin, that's awesome. But the Rosh, the Rashba, the Riv, the Rambam, the Rabbeinu Yoim, there's one issue that said it's mutter. We didn't paskin that way. We said it's awesome. But this guy went and he looked, he found, Rabbeinu Yoim holds it's mutter. So even though we don't pass in that way, but the Yovad, he did it, we're not going to give him a knas. That's the brackets that the Alter Rebbe says. But the Alter Rebbe is mesupik. Maybe we still give him a knas. Because the emphasis is time. If you think about it, Mesvara, there's one way. Versteh nicht. There is 10 Rishonim. 9 Rishonim say it's awesome. And one said it's mutter. The Shulchan Aruch decided that the 9 Rishonim are right. It's awesome. So now he went and he did it. And we're going to say, but one Ishin said it's mutter. I knew there's one Ishin that says it's mutter.
Nevertheless,
it's awesome. So yes, we said it's also. So he did, and he went and he did against what the Shulchan Aruch had gepasken, and that's what the Gemara we had in Daf Lamed Ches Amud Aleph, that the maskon of the Gemara is, okay, at least according to most Rishonim, the maskon of the Gemara is that listen, the guy did bein be'oinus, bein berotzen, bein b'shogeg, bein b'mezid. The guy did against a chumam gehesen. We can't. We make a knas. Give him a punishment. He can't eat it. So, so that's the svara. There's a very strong svara. And we'll learn about it weiter. Let's just read a little further. Zog the Alter Rebbe b'med v'ram amurim that we give a knas. It's tamak v'yofala. No. It's again second line. B'med v'ram amurim b'med tamak v'yofala.
Right.
Avalim it's tamak v'raloi. If it's in the case that the fact that it's going back to the oven, it's only a
It's going to get better.
It's going to get worse. He wasn't nana from the Isser.
The opposite is making
it made it bad. So it doesn't make sense.
What the knas?
Exactly. What knas? It doesn't make sense.
The knas is that he want to eat it earlier.
Yeah.
Here,
it doesn't make sense to say that Chazal gave him a knas. Okay, knas. What's a knas? Why should Chazal give him a knas? Okay. He's making it worse for himself. So why should we say that Chazal gave?
There's no suffix that somebody going to go and do it. Nobody go.
Why is going to go? Someone that want to destroy his food.
Right.
Elamai, he was a yukul. He made a mistake. It's okay. So this Chazal didn't want to. Why should Chazal want to give him a knas? Yesh mistapkin da film mitzamak v'yofalo. Im yesh es a klal b'diavad. Im shogeg. There are those that say maybe even mitzamak v'yofalo. As long as it's fully cooked, maybe Chazal didn't answer. Because it's not so clear in the Gemara. Again, the Gemara when made it also, it's by a person who will show you something. Pashtus, it was raw food. But the Gemara is not talking about Chazorah. So, Elamai, the Rishonim say it makes no difference. But Yesh Mistapkin, that no, that as long as it's 100% cooked, so we're not going to answer. Imo Yeshoigig. Nachashem Mavushal Karkal Tzorke, because it's Mavushal. We could be make lahate la'ashedim, shlehuchzer bishvi lon. For him and his own family, that this Yesh Mistapkin is only one Rishon, and when we make for other people, for me and my family, we're not going to be make. We're only going to be make. I'll say that Mitztamik Viraloi, Mitztam bin Chayukul. Ayukul should be Yukuls. Why did I do it? It was not good for me. So I say, okay, fine. It's mutter afilu boy bayan. Okay.
Okay.
Coffee. Called them. This is if the Yid put back the food on the blech on Shabbos, the Isur. They go. He did it through a goy. I feel amazed at mute. I feel matzamak v'yafaloi. Imam avushal called sorka. If it was fully cooked,
So you're allowed to tell a goy to put it back.
no, you're not allowed to tell him.
Oh, if
Talking
goy
to
went
Yov.
ahead and did it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. Imam mushal called sorka. Shenena mimena kol kach. Shkvarero lachila. Medvan amurim u'memekel shecham k'tzas matchila shero lachila. Roy lech. It was number one. It was fully cooked. And number two, even before the goy put it back, it was cham k'tzas. So it was 100% cooked, 100% cooked, and also it was a little bit warm. So it's 100% cooked, it's edible. And also some things, chicken soup, if it's cold, chicken soup. Sauce. Okay, the cholent wasn't piping out. It's geschmack to have cool cholent piping out. But it's cham k'tzas, it was not gefährlich. He was able to eat it. So therefore, it's not so clear in the Gemara again if when the Chazal were made it also, did he made also only when the Yid did it, or also when the Goy did it? When the Gemara was talking about a Yid. It wasn't clear in the Gemara that we made a Knas also if the Goy did it. So we say, so now we're being Machriya. The person being Machriya. It was 100% edible. It was a little bit warm. So I didn't gain that much from the Goy doing it. So let's say Lakula. If it was ice cold, cholent, that's ice cold. Person can't eat cholent, that's a kugel. That's ice cold. It was tzayin. It was not roy lachila. Chima goy. And he put it in a place that will divir hakol also. And the Yid kept quiet because he was happy the guy is doing it for him. Because it helped the Maisa goy. Also, a person's not allowed to eat it, even after it's done. Until he waits Matzah Shabbos Sheyasa.
Now the goy cannot cook for you for Shabbos.
Yeah. Avalim Yisrael Balatav Shelo Yodek Shechziri Agoy Shutzena Lagamri. If the Yid didn't know it's Tzena Lagamri. Oy Shelo Yirau Klal Shechzir. The Yid didn't see the guy doing this, the act. He didn't see. The chicks is working. No, because it was fully cooked.
It's already cooked.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to be shlakim for sure. Hareze mut. Shemina stam. Any sort of rates klal she chamem agoy is tafshil lachshet sana lagamri. I don't want the pastors. I don't want to
tell the goy to warm it for me.
V'loy kol eimin sheyes it is a tafshil she yisrael bal korfe. We don't trust the goy to.
He's not chochem to know the halacha.
Right.
Let me make it impossible.
Usually we say lav kol kimenu means I don't believe it. But over here, Eimenu, he doesn't mean believe it. He doesn't have the koyach to balkorcha against me. I have flesh in my refrigerator. So the shiksa knows that I like the pot roast, the brisket, vada. So she didn't ask any kashas to the balabasta. She opened the fridge, took the brisket, and put it on the blech. She put it on the blech. Now it's nice and hot. Now, lav kol kimenu for the goy to. So now you're going to tell me I get a knas and I can't eat the meat.
Didn't ask the goy to do it.
I never asked the goy to do it. I have orchim. I want to serve meat. Serve cold meat. I mean, it's nicer to have if you have roast or you have brisket. It's geschmack that it's hot, but it's not hot. We can serve it cold. We can have it on a slice of sour bread. It's good. A little bit of mustard, pickles will be very good. But now the goy's gelegt, and now it's given also. So I'm not allowed to serve it. So lav kol kemen shalagoy to make me bayot. And now the goy made me trouble. Ved gebeten the goy to make me trouble. I never ordered the goy to make me trouble. Weiter. But if I did order the goy to make me trouble, I did ask the goy to put the food.
No, you're not allowed to.
I'm not allowed to. So like this. Then we get a knas. Unless the food was 100% cooked and it was a little bit warm. So if I myself did it, I chap a knas. When the goy did it, the Gemara didn't talk about the chumrah and the knas about the goy. The Gemara was talking about me. So me, the Gemara wasn't machalik. But the goy, it's not so clear. So we make if the food was fully ready and also was chamtzas. Right there, in page 2, 4, the top line. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Even if he told the fetish the goy to put it back. Skip these 3 words for a second. We'll go back soon because it's very complicated how to read these brackets. So I want to skip it for now. Even if he told the guy to return the food on the blech, or not a blech, to the fire. If the goy was
is a goy.
Yeah, the goy.
That's why the Sogoim.
Yeah, that's why the Sogoim. If you put it in a place that there are some that say even you're allowed to do it. Some of he put it next to a tana, which as we said in Sifchof that this is a chamachloikis. If Saimach meant only when the Gemara said you're allowed to be Saimach meant only on Friday, but also on Shabbos. So yesh matin lachatchila. There are those that are matin lachatchila. Or if the guy did keneged amadura, he put it in front of a fireplace. Tavshel shen is mashal called tzarkei. It was taka fully cooked. But v'yesh by morik when it's tana lagamri when it's chamim shom. Hachi hatz ledesbay. If the Yid went and took the cold chicken soup and put it keneged hamadura b'Shabbos, and he warmed up the chicken soup
in a way that he has
and now it's chayv chatas.
It's like his mevashel b'Shabbos.
It's considered b'shul Shabbos. This is the way we pass. But there is a rishon. The artists shown him that disagree with this. We paskin that yesh bishul acher bishul bedover lach. That's the way we paskin. We paskin that yesh bishul acher bishul bedover lach. But the addition that Ashba that holds that ain't bishul acher bishul even bedover lach. That means that even though it's
the soup was cold,
once
you cook it again, it's partial.
And so the way we pass that Ashba holds, no, we don't paskin like that Ashba. We say that Ashba is wrong. We paskin
Yes, bishul.
Yes, bishul. And if we had the curse to give malchus, we would have given malchus. But I
mean, we saw the difference between a soup that cooked twice or one time.
Exactly. So we machmir, but yois, while mamish, there is one issue that is meko. For you to do it. So therefore, yesh lis machal devrein diavad. Shaloi lesser ma'isa agoy afilu tzivoy Yisrael b'diavad. So
don't do it. But if you did it,
we're not going to give you a knas. We're not going to give you a knas.
I always say don't do it. But if you did it,
why? Because
it's not
because we say there's one shita. There's one shita that says that ain bishul bishul, and even if it's davar lach, and even though we don't pass in that way, we hold it's a chiyuv chatos. If this guy, I'm sorry, there's not Shaykh Malchus over here. I said Malchus, it's not Shaykh Malchus. Monashak bezedim, he gets skila, and there's no way there brings a korban chatos. It's not Shaykh Malchus. I'm sorry. So even though we would say there's a chiyuv chatos, but it's for it's no that Ashba v'zok that ain b'shlach habish. So even though I told the guy to do it, so there's no knas. Now let's go back to the brackets. Afili Yisrael ba'atzma. Al-Tareb is mesupet that maybe this whole thing could say even Yisrael ba'atzma. That afili Yisrael ba'atzma.
Because there is one pair says you're allowed to, so maybe the Jew could do it also.
It's that even though
don't do it, but
the other
you're not going to cancel it.
But then the Alter is mesupik about it. It has to do with this kuntasachim with it. So we'll learn it in a minute. It has to do with the kuntasachim that the Alter is mesupik. That could be we wouldn't go that far. We wouldn't go that far because the emes is in a way. Lagabi goich versteh because the Rishonim are mesupik. The whole thing that the Gemara said exeda, that a yid is not allowed to eat it, is because a knas for a yid. But maybe if he asked the guy to do, Chazal never. Maybe yeah, maybe not. And there's a little bit of a suffix of it. It's not clear in the Gemara. So we're a little bit makel. So we could say, look, if I told the guy to do something that the Rashba says is mutter for me to do, and even though the Shulchan Aruch says it's a chiyuv chatas, but once he did it, it's shver to sagen that I have a knas, not either. But if I myself went and I did it, the Rashba says, Yishkarch the Rashba says it's mutter. But 19 other Rishonim say it's a chiyuv chatas. And the Shulchan Aruch had gepasken that it's a chiyuv chatas. Koshesheni loy mechatos. And Taka that we're going to learn the Siman because Alter Rebbe is very machmer. I'll give a bishul acha bishul in Shabbos. Very, very machmer because of those Rishonim. So now you're going to, yeah.
That ever holding that there is a bishul.
Yeah, very much.
By Tzainen or
by Tzainen, everything.
By wet.
Even if it's a drop wet, a little bit wet.
Oh,
The Alter Rebbe is already machmer.
Days ago about the Schnitzel.
Yeah, because the Alter Rebbe says in the Shulchan Aruch, Mekel, the Siddur says a little bit of shumon. So now you're going to tell me if I went and I did it, give me Mekel. What the Rashba would have said. I'm not asking the Rashba right now. I'm asking Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch you paskend. So if you ask the Shulchan Aruch, now the Beis Hamikdash Mashiach you come in. So even you have to go to the Beis Hamikdash and bring a korban chatos. I wouldn't say it's chulin la'azorah. There's no jokes. Maybe it's chulin ba'azorah. No, it's not chulin ba'azorah. You're chayiv v'chatos. You have to go to Beis Hamikdash and bring korban chatos. Now that I already did it, there's no knas. That I would have said. That's the game what the Rashba said. We don't pass like the Rashba. By the goy is anders because it's not so clear in the Gemara that when a goy cooks for me on Shabbos, obviously in the way that there's no bishlakum, that there's a knas. It's not so clear. So you could say, but
more than when a goy do it, he's
in some things, but Lagabi, this thing that we gave a knas for a yid that will show you or magzeb the Shabbos. It's not so clear that the Gemara meant to give me a knas. So for me itself, it's clear in the Gemara that I chap a knas. But it's not so clear that if I ask the goy to do it, that I chap a knas. So you could say over here, that's where we're makel. But the Yid himself, that now we understand in the beginning of Sif Chav Daled, the Alter Rebbe said, Im over v'hir ze b'Shabbos l'makom she'asa la'achzor sham l'divrei hakoil. Because over there was talking about not bishul. I was talking about the of chazor, which is achshav shem yechat v'gecholim, or it's needed kemevashal, so it's a derabonon. So even there, the Alter Rebbe has a suffix. Could be you could say that that it's only a gzeira. I only chap a knas if I did something. It's also livrei hakol. But if I did something that's also according to nine the Rishonim, but one Rishon says it's mutter, maybe there's no knas. But lidach the Alter Rebbe is a super. Again, I feel that this is just a derabon. Who cares? The Chacham gesagt, we pass in Shulchan Aruch, they're not allowed to. So what do you care that one shit holds I'm allowed to? Rav Shita said you're not allowed to. Shulchan Aruch Paskin not allowed to, and I went against. So I shachap a knas. That's why the Alter Rebbe is a little mesupik. That's why over there he wrote l'divrei shom l'divrei hakoil, because the Alter Rebbe is mesupik. Maybe if there's one shita that says it's muter la'azeh, the chapnit can knas. Efsheyeh efshenish. So l'maskonas advorim. It seems a little chumrah to say whatever that if a yid does something that Chazal told him not to do, if a yid did so, even if he was over, he said that Rabbonim, not bishul b'Shabbos. No, he didn't take chicken soup and put it in front of a madura. which this is most of the Rishonim hold that he was over achatos. He went and his piping hot John. Elamai, he took it off the fire. There's no chazora. He took his hands off. He never had bedait. He put it in a different pot, and now he went and he put it back. So Lama Zogen, there's one shita that holds that it's mutter in a certain case. Say he didn't hold the chazara. He did. No, that was al toich. So it's a lechol adeis lechoyre. Because that's why I said before, letoich. Even though the Alter Rebbe brings that there is a minik to be makel based on the Ram, but the Alter Rebbe says the Ram of Bevis is not gezok. Yeah, so I'm not sure that putting back to the oven and basement of a mental in any house is considered that there's one shitta that says that you were allowed to. Because the Alter Rebbe says if you test the minigo, the Alter Rebbe says not just toiv la'achmer. The Alter Rebbe says kol odem yachmer la'atzmai. So le'achmer la'atzmai, as I said, me is the most, almost the highest level of chumrah. La'achmer la'atzmai only means a medafne shrayim from the geser, from the decher of Allah. You don't have to point your finger someone else down. Medafne shrayim shav. You don't have to throw rocks. That's what la'atzmai means. Because a chalayin that's what I'm but I'm not sure if the guy went and put the food back in the oven. What the Alter Rebbe says that lani is daitoy from the Alter Rebbe, that no rishon will hold that's mutter. And now the guy didn't listen to me, and he went and he put it back. I'm not sure that there's any room to be makel. Here, that the Alter Rebbe's makel is there's clearly one issue that says that it's mutter. For example, he took a chant off, and like the Sfardim say, like the Rambam, as long as you didn't put it on gabe karka, you're allowed to put it back. So I wasn't daita lahachzir. I took my hand off it. I didn't put it on the karka. I didn't put it on karka. And now I went and I put it back. Lachan Ashkenazim, nachaparch. Chachodes nishton. I'm not going to say, I'm not Ashkenazim. Aber yois, Sido, Shitas Rambam that says that the way he learns the Gemara, that as long as it wasn't on gabe karka, you could do chazor. So I'm not going to chap the knas, and if I'm allowed to eat it, I'm going to chap the knas. Shailas when chap the knas, when chap man the knas. Yeah, in yeshiva there's a system of giving knasim. So there's rules when chap the knas, when chap nish the knas. So
I always say the Tanya is the knas is not for the bocha, the knas is for his parents.
Exactly.
Bocha doesn't work, he doesn't have money, so what you can ask him?
Oh, a good knas. It's very demis is very hard to find a good knas. It's very hard to
you
find.
make him learn by heart something.
If you make him bring you money, you're punishing his father.
Right.
If you make him learn something, you're making learning soniyok. It's nicht geschmack. Demis is the mechanchim say the best, the best knas is that you remember la malama dichvul of men ishton ichlam derech eretz. You have to write it 100 times, and mechanchim adim say that's the best. Elamai, it's hard. You can get a bocher to do it. It's always lachin upon but this they say is taka because you're not canceling the father. You're not giving him. You're not telling him to learn a daf gemara about peh. It's really a little twisted. Like now you're more in the kids.
The point of the punishment that they should want
to sit and write
to stop doing it. If I did it one Shabbos and he told me I can't do it now 2 months Shabbos and wait months Shabbos, next Shabbos I'm not going to do it anymore.
Exactly. Man darf trachten von a gute Knas. Chazal haben gesagt, das ist a gute Knas. If you tell the person, lo ya ilu maiso, and he has to wait Motzah Shabbos at Shiyasa, das ist a gute Knas. Das ist a gute Knas. You have to think about with kids today. What is a gute Knas? Huh? I'm not sure that's a good Knas. No,
you're going to sue.
No, it's not a good Knas. Because then it's mixed messages.
There's no messages. Spanish.
The emes is writing. And it was.
I remember kids pay other kid to write for.
Doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter. But I'm saying then you. And the Malamet should take a look to make sure that the kid didn't source it out.
L was one long line.
Huh?
I will. The L was like longer.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't. I have to tell you, we tried it at home a few months ago, and 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 it worked. It worked. The mamish is the kuchet the kid. The kid knows it's going in the garbage soon, and it's a garnish. It's not like there's a teyelus in it or something.
That's what.
It's a garnish nish. They're writing on a page 100 times. I'm not going to do this to my sister anymore. 100 times on a page till you bring it in, kach v'kach v'kach, and it works. Chazal said that this is going to work. This knas that we're going to cancel the yid that will show you b'Shabbos. So this is the suffix the Alter Rebbe has. That if I found one nation that says I'm allowed to do it, that shouldn't apply the knas. The Alter Rebbe is stupid because you could say so hotnish can clap. What do you mean? That the din is amitarnish. So now you're going to tell me when I did, I found one issue. Lagabe goy, the fact that Shulchan Aruch was makel is because it's not clear in the Gemara that when the goy does for me that the knas in the Gemara applies. So therefore we're makeim pshora. I'm gesagt that if lo yehila ma'asav kol kach makel. If there's one issue that says it's mutter, we're makel. There's no knas. Actually, we're not sure the Gemara applied here a knas. But yid. So that's why it seems a little bit l'maskana l'chumra on this. That if I did something that I'm not allowed to do, even if it's not l'divrei hakoil, even there's one shit that says I'm allowed to do it, but l'poil I'm not allowed to do it. So therefore l'chumra. I'm not sure we're going to do it because I really want to finish the Siman, but I think this is the maskonas inyan that if a yid does something which Shulchan Aruch told him not to do, then the chap taknas he has to write 100 times derech eretz kadmol ha'torah.
No, you have to wait until Shabbat.
That's the knas that the Chacham gave.
I would say the knas should be eat it cold.
It's like it's the same like the side. It's like
anybody's coming for that? No, I haven't. But doesn't have. We're missing 3. No, that's not my idea.
No, we don't have that. We don't. One second. Just let me ask if Mel is still here.
Rabbi,
Shkoyach, so we're still going to talk about your shaila. Don't think I forgot about it.
Thank you.
Good Zai gesund. Gute Nacht. Thank you everyone for joining us.